the #1 killer of people under 45, and the leading cause of death for all adults, can't be detected by a doctor. It's sudden. It's unpredictable. Know what that killer is? Accidents. Nobody likes to think about it. But if you were the victim of an accident, what would happen to your family? In addition to the tragedy of your loss, they have to deal with the stress of one less paycheck, possibly the only paycheck. That's why it makes sense to protect your family with insurance through Matrix Direct. You can get $100,000 of coverage for less than $11 a month. There's no medical exam, no health questions, no application. You can't be turned down. All it takes is one phone call and you're covered.
For your free quote, call 800-959-7520. That's 800-959-7520. Because accidents happen when you least expect it. Call 800-959-7520. That's 800-959-7520.
Are you having problems with the IRS? Liens and levies, charges, seizures, penalties? Are you being audited? Our trained professionals at Law Associates can help. They've helped thousands of individuals and businesses solve their tax problems and save big money. Put a wall between you and the IRS. Law Associates has over 30 years of experience dealing with the IRS, and we can help your family or your business.
Call 800-961-3241. We solve tax problems.
The following is a paid presentation for Brazil Butt Lift, brought to you by Beachbody. Have you always dreamed of having a boring-looking butt?
My butt is definitely high in sex. I love my butt. I look awesome. Here's my booty.
Higher.
It just sits up now.
Tighter.
Here it is, and it's pretty high and tight.
Firmer.
I feel like I have that butt.
I like these. Well, the truth is, you can do squats and lunges for hours a day and never get a hot-looking booty.
I can't even tell you how much money and time I've spent on trainers.
I just did my squats, thinking that's just going to fix the whole problem. But there is something you can do. It's called the Brazil Butt Lift. And no, it's not a surgical procedure.
My butt is cute, high, tight, firm. I could be a Bond girl now.
I lifted it a whole inch off the ground.
I've got definition in my butt now.
And killed him. Witnesses say they warned the man.
I say, hey, you want to get arrested? I know that somebody called the police.
News at 6. A witness told us about the suspect's unusual behavior before the gunfire. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Wendy Corona.
And I'm Craig Lucie. Justin Farmer and Jovita are off tonight. Tonight, DeKalb County Police are investigating the deadly officer-involved shooting. We've blurred our exclusive video of this naked man hanging from the balcony and walking around before police arrived. The shooting happened at an apartment complex this afternoon on Shanley Tucker Road. Channel 2's Carl Willis joins us live tonight from the scene. And Carl, the witnesses told you that this man put his hands up as he approached this officer.
That's right. One witness says the man's hands were up, but that he also charged at this officer. That witness was down here right near the scene of the shooting and says he has video that sheds light on how this man was acting. This video, exclusive to Channel 2 Action News, shows a man walking around naked in the Heights at Chamblee Apartments. You see the unusual moments just before a DeKalb County police officer shoots and kills the man.
He was doing weird movement, like he was crawling the floor or laying down on the floor.
The officer was responding to reports of an unarmed and unclothed man banging on doors and crawling on the ground. The cell phone video does show him crawling and then hanging from his apartment balcony. We spoke with one witness who noticed the man's behavior.
He told me, okay, that's all he was saying.
The witness doesn't want to be identified, but says he told the man to go inside or he was going to be arrested.
He was acting crazy, but he was calm. He don't know where he was. He was like kind of lost.
The manager said the guy was under the drug effects.
The responding officer, who is described as a 7-year veteran, confronted the man. Some witnesses say the man was aggressive and lunged at the officer.
When the male saw the officer, he charged, running at the officer called him to stop while stepping backwards, drew his weapon, and fired 2 shots.
The man died on scene. Some believe the shooting was justified, but others aren't sure.
They think it was unnecessary. He ran to the police, but he ran wide open with the hands up.
But he was running at the officer?
Yeah, he was running towards the office, yes.
Now, the man who was shot was black and in his 20s. The officer is a white male. The chief says that he wants a transparent investigation in light of other officer-involved shootings in other parts of the country. The GBI is investigating. Reporting live in DeKalb County, Carl Willis, Channel 2 Action News Nightbeat.
Okay, Carl, a lot of people are already talking about this. We posted this witness video on our Facebook page where it's received more than 32,000 views just over the last 90 minutes.
Happening now, crews are searching for a boater after a 3-year-old boy drowned. Pike County rescue workers are still searching Branch Reservoir for the man who they believe is the child's father. Fire officials told Channel 2 Action News the man and the boy were the only ones in the boat. 2 dive teams are still in the water trying to find the man. They've told us they will continue the search until they find him.
Developing tonight, the search for a missing young local woman who relatives fear could have been lured into a life of prostitution. No one has seen Savannah Gaddis since early Thursday morning. The Rockdale County Sheriff's Office says she left with an unknown man who offered her a modeling opportunity. A family friend tells us that Gaddis suffers from several disorders that give her the mindset of a child.
She takes medication, which kind of helps wake her brain up. She doesn't have it with her.
Authorities think Gaddis could be heading to Pennsylvania based on evidence collected from her social media accounts.
An emotional vigil tonight for family, friends, and colleagues, remembering the life of a Fulton County police detective killed in the line of duty. Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez joins us live in South Fulton County. And Taisha, there were tears and laughter at the vigil this evening.
Yes, Wendy, as you can imagine, this was very emotional. There were tears, intense moments, but there was also some laughter. People said it was fitting for Detective Green's life because he loved his job as much as he loved his family.
Why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come?
I love my dad a lot, and there's not enough words that can explain how much I love him.
4 young sons expressed how much they're going to miss their dad, Detective Terrence Green.
I'm gonna miss you, Dad.
His wife wore one of his favorite police shirts, sitting next to his parents, all of these loved ones, and of course, his large law enforcement family.
Officer Green lived a good life.
The same thing Fulton County Police Chief Cassandra Jones said.
We will always love and honor you. We will always remember you. As a matter of fact, the nation, the world will remember you because you, Terrence, gave the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you, Terrence.
Yes. Detective Green was ambushed last Thursday when he answered a 911 call of shots fired. He was shot to death in a Fulton County subdivision. At his vigil, city and state leaders talked about their personal experiences with the 22-year veteran and said Terrence was much more than a police officer.
He was the same whether he was in uniform or when he was out.
The vigil went for about 2 hours today in the rain, and family members told me you can expect about a 4-hour funeral on Friday afternoon. We're live in College Park. Taisha Fernandez, Channel 2 Action News, Nightbeat.
A wonderful turnout there for a man who gave it all. Taisha, thank you. Family and friends will continue to remember the life of Detective Green on Friday. His funeral is at 1 o'clock at World Changers Church International in College Park.
New at 11, some Gilmer County students will attend class at a different school tomorrow. Officials posted on their website that Gilmer Middle School and Mountain Innovation Program students should report to Gilmer High School. They say it's due to a gas concern, but they did not elaborate, so we will continue to get some more information through the night and update you on Channel 2 Action News this morning starting at 4:30. New developments tonight. Gwinnett County police say they've arrested a man who impersonated an armed guard, and they're investigating if he had an accomplice. Police only gave Channel 2 Action News this surveillance video right here. We first showed you the video on Channel 2 Action News at 6 o'clock. Police say it shows Marcus Trombetta pretending to be an armed guard ripping off a check cashing store on South Norcross Avenue.
I see the guys, he walking inside, he covered the face for the hat.
Tonight, Trombetta is now in custody. Detectives say they recovered $55,000 along with a gun that they believe Trombetta wore on his belt during this crime.
New at 11, investigators are asking for help to identify a man captured on a surveillance camera demanding drugs from a Cherokee County pharmacy. Authorities say the man you see in the tan hat walked into the CVS on Highway 92 in Canton on Saturday afternoon and asked the pharmacist to give him all of the Dilaudid in the store. That's a narcotic pain reliever. The employee said they did not have any, and investigators say the man left empty-handed.
Gwinnett County Police are investigating a crash that killed a man along I-85 this afternoon. The accident played out as breaking news on Channel 2 Action News at 4 o'clock and at 5 today. Gwinnett County Police tell us the driver of this van was heading south on the interstate when the vehicle left the road before the Centerway overpass, as you can see right there. And we watched as crews lifted it into the air before hauling it away. The driver's name has not been released. And take a look at what slowed down drivers in northeast Atlanta. The Department of Transportation says 5 cars crashed on I-85 southbound right near the Brookwood interchange around 7 o'clock tonight. Authorities blocked 5 of the 6 lanes just to clear the wreckage for about an hour.
Investigators say they have arrested several members of a violent drug gang. They estimate the gang has more than 400 members inside and outside the walls of Georgia prisons. The so-called ghost-face gangsters face a racketeering indictment involving drugs and contraband smuggling. We talked exclusively to Patty Green, who's accused of using her house as home base for the gang.
To your grandmother, mother, are you a racketeer?
I'm definitely not a racketeer.
Are you a criminal?
I am not a criminal. The indictment suggests many others conspired to murder a witness who had testified in a murder case against her son.
Tonight, Georgia Tech is preparing for a presidential visit. Students lined up over the weekend to get a ticket to hear President Barack Obama speak tomorrow. The president is expected to talk about a plan to boost high-tech jobs across the country. The speech begins at 1:30 tomorrow, and we are warning you, traffic could be a nightmare as the presidential motorcade makes its way to northwest Atlanta and back to Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport.
An arrest warrant is out tonight for the man who police say stole a nearly $300,000 race car from a Clayton County parking lot. The thief snatched Extreme Racing's number 44 car the night before it was set to qualify at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Authorities found the car in Gwinnett County. Police are not revealing the suspect's name, hoping that he will turn himself in before they have to go get him.
Some DeKalb County parents are demanding an investigation into questionable spending by their school's PTA. An audit showed the E.L. Bowie Elementary School PTA is now in debt, and so some parents think the school leaders are trying to keep the lid on this story.
It was disclosed that it was over $12,000 and that the school owed different companies money and that we were basically in the red.
Major and other PTA parents want police to investigate what exactly is going on.
And developing right now, members of a fraternity at the University of Oklahoma are facing expulsion over a viral video that shows them chanting a racial slur. You can see members of Sigma Alpha Epsilon packing their cars outside the frat house, which is now closed. An investigation confirmed the 9-second video implied African Americans should be lynched rather than in their fraternity.
A push to legalize the sale of fireworks passed a hurdle at the state capitol today. Supporters of the bill argued Georgia's losing too much money to states like South Carolina, Florida, and Alabama, where it is legal to buy fireworks. Opponents called this bill, quote, a blow a child's hand off bill. The House approved the bill, which includes some bottle rockets, and now goes to the Senate.
The birds in Severe Weather Center 2 are tracking a lot of rain across North Georgia tonight, mostly light, but I'll show you when more widespread and heavy rain rolls in this week, coming up next.
Only on 2, a driver of a popular car service walked us through the moments a gunman opened fire on his car.
Before I could even say anything or do anything, he just shot me.
What the driver did next, that possibly saved his life.
And only Channel 2 Action News talked to this local city leader after police arrested him for throwing a trash can at his wife.
No one has asked that I resign.
The fight over chores, he says, got out of hand.
Closed captioning is brought to you by the law office of Neil Flett. Call 877-373-HURT.
We're covering what's happening now.
It's everything you need to know before you go to bed.
The Channel 2 Action News Nightbeat, every night at 11.
Bringing you new details, live. Our reporters and photographers are in the middle of the action.
Keeping you connected, working into the night on breaking news and investigating big stories.
Tracking your weather on Storm Tracker 2 HD so you know what to expect the next morning.
The Channel 2 Action News Nightbeat, every night at 11. Coverage you can count on.
The floor seat while texting fan. The throwback the home run fan. The I need a Big Mac to seal the win fan. What kind of fan are you?
Love your 2 colors with McDonald's new mozzarella sticks. Get 3 for $1.
This is the dream, people. You move. Is that?
Sir, yes, sir. He's a fire-breathing goat, sir.
Goats can't fly planes. Wow. Give it a shot.
to me what the red button does.
Live out your dreams. Win up to $100,000 over 300 times a day playing Keno.
When you want to know how your medication will work. When you want to know if insurance will cover your prescriptions. When you want to know which vitamins are best for you. Answers are as close as your Kroger pharmacy. Just ask. Your neighborhood Kroger pharmacist is an experienced professional who takes your health to heart.
Need to know more about your medications? Your Kroger pharmacist is here to help. Find out how your medications might interact with your diet or other prescriptions. Just ask your Kroger pharmacist today.
The floor seat while it's text league fan. The throwback the home run fan. The I need a Big Mac to seal the win fan. What kind of fan are you?
Love your true colors with McDonald's new mozzarella sticks. Get 3 for $1.
New developments tonight. The driver of a popular car service says that he was nearly killed after someone fired several shots into his vehicle as he dropped off some passengers. Tonight, he talked exclusively with Channel 2's Amy Napier-Viteri, who's live in Southwest Atlanta, with how the man says that he was able to get away. Amy?
Correct. That man said he had just dropped 2 people off here at this apartment complex when a car pulled up behind him, blocking him in. He says a man ordered him out of the car, then fired several shots through his window. He says the fact that his SUV was already in reverse and started backing up may have saved his life.
I thought I was shot for 2 seconds, yeah.
This man asked me not to identify him because he doesn't want the person who shot at him and did this damage to his SUV to know what he looks like. He says he's only been driving for the car service Lyft for 2 weeks. Late Thursday, he dropped off 2 women and a newborn at apartments on Mount Zion Road in Southwest Atlanta. As he went to back out, he says a black 4-door sedan with several people inside blocked him in.
Before I could do anything or notice anything, there was a guy standing right here and pointing a long gun at me.
He says one man came to his driver's side window and ordered him to get out of the car.
He said, get out of the car, get out of the car, get out of the car. And before I could even say anything or do anything, he just shot. Pow, pow, pow. That's it.
The driver says the gunman never gave him time to get out, but he quickly dropped his seat back. When he looks at the damage the bullets did, he believes that small movement saved his life.
Or else it would have hit me right here if I was sitting right here. But because I was leaning backwards, that's the reason I was safe.
The driver says he was so afraid he took his foot off the brake, sending his SUV in reverse into the car behind him. That's when he says the gunman got in and the car pulled off. He walked away with small cuts to his hands and wrist from the shattered glass, but says it's still hard to sleep at night.
Totally scared right now.
And an Atlanta police source told me tonight this was just one of 3 shootings at this complex on Thursday, but it's not clear at this point if they are connected. I also reached out to Lyft, and a spokesperson gave me a statement that read, in part, the safety of our community members is always our top priority, and we will continue to stay in close touch with this driver and provide support. We're live in Southwest Atlanta. Amy Napier-Viteri, Channel 2 Action News, Nightbeat.
Amy, this is terrifying. So who is responsible now for the damages to his car?
Well, that man says because he had just dropped the passengers off, Lyft will actually not be covering the damage, and he'll have to go through his own personal insurance company.
Wow, okay. Amy, live for us in Southwest Atlanta.
An Alpharetta City Council member arrested on a charge of domestic abuse told us he does not plan to resign. Michael Cross talked with us exclusively about the incident with his wife late last month. On February 22nd, she called 911 and said he threw a trash can at her after she asked him to help her out.
Obviously, the situation didn't go as we would like. We've had an 11-and-a-half-year marriage that has been very healthy and very happy. There was a bad night.
Cross' wife told us she does not want to press charges against him, but in Georgia, that is completely up to prosecutors. Foot soldiers recreating the historic march from Selma to Montgomery will finish the 54-mile journey by Friday.
And we talked with one of them who was 8 years old that day. Cheyenne Webb Chrisberg told us that she disobeyed her parents and tried to join all of those marchers. She remembers approaching the Evan Pettis Bridge when state troopers started swinging those billy clubs.
That was a brutal picture. It was frightening. It was scary.
Webb Chrisberg told us the late civil rights activist Hosea Williams picked her up that day to escape all of the violence. The anniversary march started today and will cover a certain distance daily until Friday. And on WSBTV.com, you can find comprehensive coverage of the 50th anniversary of the March on Selma, including civil rights activists remembering the movement that led to equal voting rights for minorities. A lot of amazing stories coming out of there all weekend long.
Definitely.
So right now, it is wet out there, and rain is coming down across parts of North Georgia.
Chief Meteorologist Glenn Burns joins us now live from Severe Weather 2.